Hi, welcome back to the channel. So today I am going to be servicing an LMS R1 made by Wrenn locomotives. Now I've actually got a couple of these in my store, let's say. One's boxed, one isn't boxed. This is the one that isn't boxed. And I managed to obtain this box pretty cheaply from a popular second-hand website. You can see it's got the label on the end here. So I just thought, well, since I've now got the box for this one, let's have a look at it in a bit more detail. A lot of people will tell you sometimes the box is worth more than the locomotive. So if you've got both and it's a correct box, then in terms of valuation, it makes a big deal. Now I've never actually run this since I purchased this. I think I got this about 7 months back. Couldn't tell you what I purchased it for. Probably between 10 and 20 quid, maybe even less, who knows. So anyway, let's put the box to one side and let's apply some power. And I've done this off camera so I know what we're going to be seeing here or expecting. So I'm going to put it on high power, full wave, and let's see. Nope. Let's give it a slight. Nope, you can hear it starting to do something, change direction. No, she's I'm not going to prolong it on full power like that for too long. It'll probably damage the motor. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how long ago this thing's been run, but I do know that I can get the service manual from Lendons of Cardiff online, and if memory serves me right, I think I've serviced one of these before. You remove the screw in the chimney. Don't know if that'll quite focus, but there's a screw in the chimney, and then the body should lift off, and then we'll get going. So we'll give it a full service. We'll clean the wheels. If there's anything of interesting note, I'll bring you back. Okay, I thought I'd bring you back in just to give you a little bit of an update. I was correct about the screw that locates in the chimney. Typical with these things, people over tighten them, and on this one is no exception. The chimney cap is cracked. I don't know if we can quite see that, so we can zoom this in. Yeah, I don't know if you can quite see. There's a crack down one side, so that's going to need a bit of a repair. So I'll put that to one side in here. And on the front of the locomotive, it has a missing buffer, and the buffer beam is cracked. So yeah, it probably means that I got this quite cheaply. The buffer beams at the back are okay. I think the buffer beams were painted, I think. Not sure. Anyway, she's not too bad shape considering the age of this. It's a fair age. It's going to be pretty much nearly 50 years old. So yeah, and again, another reason I brought you back here is to show you the condition of the motor. and the commutator, yeah, I think it's pretty black. I don't know. Hang on a second. I'll just carefully pick this up. Once I take the brushes out, I'll get a better look how clean or dirty it is, but I have a funny feeling it's pretty dirty. Now I know that I'm in here. I've serviced this type of motor a few times now. I think this is called an X04, but I'm sure in the comments you'll correct me if I'm wrong. So the next job is to, in fact, there's not much oil in the worm drive either. So yeah, we'll take the brushes off, we'll put them in some, what do you call it? IPA fluid. This is a cleaning one, but I have one for submersion. So yeah, we'll get cracking. I just thought I'd bring you back and let you see where we are. Okay, welcome back. So what do we have on the workbench? So I've done the commutator on the locomotive. It's been totally cleaned, and I have oiled the back pin and the front pin, and I've greased the worm drive with some red lithium grease. You can see that in there. And I've tested it that because I also cleaned the brushes over here, cleaned those, refitted them, gave it a quick test, and the motor spun into life. So I decided, right, what's the next stage? Well, the next stage is the locomotive, because I'm going to put the locomotive more or less together before I do the wheel axles and conrods and stuff. So I just touched up little bits of missing paint on the roof, and I removed the chimney, which is sitting here. The chimney had a crack on it. It's sitting upside down right now. I just painted the underneath. That's why it's sitting on that double pillars. I put a little bit of light oil on the screw as well. Didn't need to, but I just felt I hadn't seen anything like that in years, so I just put that on there. So we've got in the mixing tray, we've got some black paint, and there's also there are remnants of super glue sitting there as well. So what I did with the crack, you won't see this because I'm painted the underside, but the crack had splayed, so you had to really squeeze together on the chimney stack for it to set. So what I used was this glue here, this super glue, in conjunction with baking powder. Baking powder is fantastic when you're doing this type of repairs. It cures the super glue very, very fast, and it makes it up to 5 times stronger. Now I tried checking on the strength part. I can assure you it becomes like cement. You will not be able to undo that. It's an incredible additive to add to super glue. So in terms of that's going to really fix this, but I'm going to wait for this thing to dry, flip it over, paint the other side, all the time making sure that the screw still fits through the hole, and bearing in mind that the chimney cap has to fit inside the chimney here. Now I painted the inside as well, just a little bit of black satin paint. So yeah, we're good to go. I think I'm going to have to give it a little bit of a time out, wait for some of these paints to glue, the glue's cured, but the paint isn't. And there's no rush. So I think I'll take a break, and when I come back I can do this other side of the chimney cap, and then wait for that to dry, fit that into the loco body, fit that to the locomotive. Then I can oil the axles and con rods, and then we can take it to the track. So that's where we are meantime. So I'll be back in an hour or so once this paint is dried, and we'll do the other side. Okay, so will she work? The LMS R1, running number 7420, made by Wrenn in the 1970s and the 1980s. And this one, as you'll remember from the start of the video, had no life in it whatsoever. So let's see how she's going to work now. I've got her on full wave power, so let's just add it up to 10% and see what happens. Well, I'll give it a bit more than 10%. I'm up to about 40, 50. That's what I call success. Well, let's bring her around. So yeah, really pleased with that. In summary, this had really no life in it whatsoever. There was a buzzing coming from the motor, but since I've been inside and gave it a full service, what basically was wrong with this was that all the oil had dried up after decades and decades of storage. So the axles, con rods, the worm drive was completely dry as well. So no wonder the train wouldn't move. But with this small cosmetic touch-ups on the chimney, also on the roof panel, she's looking $1 million. Okay, she's missing a buffer. I'll go and try and find one of those. I'll get a front link coupling on that. But yeah, I'm so pleased with that. Just out of interest, let's check it on if it can do a crawl, slow running. I'll switch it to half wave. And there you go. After 50 years, she's able to crawl, no problem at all. When I bought this, it didn't come with a box, but I managed to get the exact box that this would have came in. So yeah, which really spurred me on to do the restoration on this one.